Are we going back to 3,000 already? Jesus. So the title of this video is, are we going back to 3,000? And we sure as hell might be, because we're only 50 points away. So what we're looking at is the S&P futures. On the left, we got the market profile chart. On the right is just the regular candlesticks for the people that don't know how to look at the profile. This is this is the exact same thing, just on candlesticks. Same information, just a different way of looking at it. So there were a couple things with the profile that would have kept you in your longs today if you had longs on. So the type of sellers we're getting in this market are not size sellers, and we could see that clearly on the profile. When we get down to certain levels, the selling kind of just shuts off, and you can really see it clearly on the profile. So without further ado, let's break down today's action. So I got these levels marked up for tonight. This was the previous overnight high. Let me just delete that for now until tonight opens up. But we got today's high around 29.47. Looks like we're already pumping above there. Jesus. Today's value area high definitely migrated higher, a lot higher than yesterday. Wow. And today's value area low is around 29.22, right? Value area high 29.44, value area low 29.22. Okay. And then we got today's close around here, 29.40. And it seems like we're already pumping higher. Markets are not waiting for Globex 6 p.m. open to pump higher. They are just getting busy already. But today was FOMC day, so a Fed day, and we actually got a trend day, which is pretty rare. But we're not going to complain about free money, right? As long as you weren't short, then you might have had a bad day. But let's talk about what happened, all right? So overnight, we had a very nice distribution in between 2903 and 2881, little 20-point range right there overnight. Then we started pumping higher on the 8:30 a.m. news. And then coming into the open, where did we open up? 2913, all right? So once we opened at 2913, we're like, all right, maybe we should come down and correct some of this overnight inventory. Pre-market started doing that already. So since that overnight high, 2927, we got down to about 2902. So about a 20-point correction we got right at the open almost, a little bit beforehand, pre-market into the open. 20-point correction of that overnight inventory, which is decent. But yeah, the sellers shut off, and that was it. The low was in for the day around 9:30. So it was a slow grind higher all day. If you were just looking at candles, you would have thought that, all right, this is weak. These candles, we're not seeing any big green candles. We're just getting some slow chop higher. So if you weren't looking at the profile and these little nuances, then you could have been getting chopped up all day on these shorts. Don't get me wrong, at some point there was going to be a correction of the inventory, and that happened here around H period. No, not H period. It was more like IJ period. So later in the day, if we're getting a spike higher all day, trend day higher, usually around IJ or K period, so starting around 1:30 is when we get a little bit of a correction move. And usually we get it during J period. That's why I like to call it J-Lo. Yes, like the woman that everyone knows, the famous lady J-Lo. That's just a J-Lo is just a technical thing for market profile. Just saying J period usually makes a low. And we make a joke out of it and call it J-Lo. All right? So that's that. Actually, we got a nice J-Lo today. But some things we were looking at before the J period even came out. So let me scroll back so I could kind of hide it from you. So as the market's going up, right? It's going up, up. H period makes highs around 29.44. But what did it leave? It left some technical lows, all right? It left some technical lows, and that had me thinking we had to correct this inventory at some point because the inventory was way too long. And look, we left some single prints right here on F period. So F period low is mechanical because it was exactly the same as the overnight high. So check that out. Overnight high is right there. Where's F period low? Exactly one tick higher than that overnight high, right? F period low is one tick higher than the overnight high. Get it? So that is weak. When you have the market turning around one tick away from a reference point, that's weak. More times than not, it will come down and retest that level before moving higher. So not only did we have single prints, we had the mechanical low, F period. Now G period opens up. Same thing. We have some single prints. Now single prints are kind of like a gap during the middle of the session. It just shows like there's really some buying going on here. So G period left some singles, F period left singles and a weak low. So when is this market going to correct? Right? So that's where H period, we were looking for a little correction, put in some excess at the highs. Didn't really get any of it. Those single prints held, but then I period opened up. I period opened up at 130, and we started getting a bit of a correction, right? We filled in those single prints. We took out the G low, but it just came right back up a little bit and started chopping around until J low opened up, till J period opened up. And that is where we got the correction move. And this is where we saw something very technical, very, very technical. So this would have had you holding your longs, right? So this C, the pink C right there, that's the half back. That's just the midway point of the day's range. So look where this thing stops. Right at half back. Pretty much right at half back. Very technical. Wasn't able to take out those stops on E period. Okay, so if E period, you're looking at E periods right there. That low was around 29.21. J low comes down, takes out half back, and starts trading higher. So that is a very technical reference point. So what that was telling me was the sellers really just shut off. Those were the kind of sellers that were in the market. They just shut off right there at an exact reference point. And these buyers, since there's no real size selling, if there was size selling, we would have continued lower and we would have got some follow through to the downside. But we didn't. So that's telling me that those buyers were able to just bully the sellers back up. They were just able to show them some size and they backed off. They backed off, the thing went higher and made new highs, L and M period. Put in a little double top, and then M periods, usually when the big money kind of eases off on their positions and sell a little bit. So we get a little dump, M period. Same thing, M period didn't really move too much, just came right back up to pretty much G period's high. So we did leave a double top. That usually tells me that we're going to get a gap up when we leave a double top like that, a poor high. That usually signifies, all right, this move ain't done, and we're going to potentially gap up here. And that's exactly what we're seeing already. So, yeah, should have bought some SPY calls. Just kidding. But, no, not really. Should have. So are we going back to 3,000? That was the whole topic of this video. There's really, like, value migrated so much higher today. If we look at this on a clean TPO, last 2 days we had some balance, right? Monday, Tuesday, we had this little balance area, this B-shaped profile. If you go back to my other videos, you'll know that these B-shaped profiles mean that to retail, it looks like, yeah, we're gonna sell off this day. We're gonna sell off. It keeps, keeps knocking on the door, at the lows, like looks like it's getting ready to crack. And usually when we see a B profile, that's telling me that the sellers are weak since they're spending a lot of time at the lows, but they can't break through. Yesterday was a little different. We had a nice sell-off from the start of the day, but it still left the B profile. That was telling me that they were still accumulating, the big money was still accumulating longs at the lows. That's what B profiles show us. Literally, we had it again here. We've had plenty of B profiles that I could show you. And B profile just means B shape, right? Like the letter B. You ever heard of that? Letter B? So look, that's a B shape profile. What happened the next day? Gapped up. All right, then we got some balance here. Then what happened? Well, we had some more B-shaped profiles. And then what happened the day after that? We freaking gapped up. All right, well, what was yesterday looking like? A B-shaped profile. Well, what is that telling me? They were still accumulating longs at the lows, these big money buyers. And you can see today, gapped up again. Well, we didn't gap up. We rotated higher. Value migrated higher today. Surprisingly, we didn't leave a gap, which is good, but we do have some gaps lower, so we're still leaving some poor structure behind. Whoever's making this market is a jerk, and they're just leaving poor structure again. But are we going to hit 3,000? Well, levels higher I have. Today, this arrow was pointing at today's target. We didn't get all the way up to there, 29.54. We didn't quite get there. But once we accept into value, it looks like we actually did just get there after hours, actually. Now that I say that, we didn't get there. We're already there after hours. Wow. So once we accept above this, like 29.63, 29.6, oh, you can't even see this. I am so sorry. But look, this was the gap that I was looking at right here. 29.53, and this is from March 5th, all right? March 5th. So today I had a target, 29.54. We didn't get there regular trading hours. We just hit it after hours before Globex even opens at 6. There's kind of that maintenance period, 30 minutes in between. But when we accept up into this, this value from March 5th, 29.63, we should be able to get to that point of control, 29.80s, and then rotate higher up into value area high. That puts us above 3,000. If we could probably do this tonight. We might wake up and this thing will be above 3,000 again. Do you believe that? It's fucking nuts. It is nuts. Just basically what I'm trying to say here is don't fight the Fed. The Fed is ruthless, and they will take all of your stops if you're a short seller. Longs too, they'll try for them, but they weren't strong enough to get much for them today. So we're setting ourselves up for an interesting session tonight. We're already getting a bit of a gap up. Let's see if it holds. So tonight, if we hold this previous high, which is today's high, if we hold 29.47, I will look to take a long off of that level tonight for the move back up to 3,000, and that'll probably turn into a swing trade if we hold above 3,000. What we were trying to hold above for a while was this 2,900. 2,900, we tested it, and yesterday wasn't able to hold. Today, clearly, we're getting some acceptance above this 2,900, which is nuts. But yeah, wow. Crazy. And this is earnings season too. I hope you guys are enjoying earnings this season. Boeing, I made some money on today. So ES, I was trading it all day, just in and out, a few points here and there. Made some good money trading that today. Boeing was another hit today. Took this yesterday right before the close. And that gapped up. Did it gap up? A little bit, yeah. But it didn't make its move till like later in the session, 11:30. I actually took this off at 146 up here into those highs. Had a 148 target we had, but that didn't get hit. So I took it off at 146. Another trade I had was Google. I had some calls early this morning. It was holding this 1327, took some calls, flattened them out. It didn't break above this like 1353s until later in the session. I was already long gone by then. But yeah, quick move, literally just this move right here for Google. And that's about it. We had some earnings tonight. So we had Facebook. They had their earnings. Looks like they beat it. We had Microsoft. Looks like they beat it too. And then we had Tesla. Oh my God. Looks like they beat something. Tesla, the penny stock that is worth $800. This thing is just nuts. You might as well put it at 1,000 by the time we wake up. Holy smokes. That is a nice move. Wow. Rest in peace, short sellers. Oof. I would hate to be short this thing. That's probably why it's jumping up so freaking much too these past weeks. Everyone's trying to short it, and that's just creating a huge squeeze. What else do we have? Carnival. I didn't buy enough of this shit. I don't think there's no earnings. But I did buy it at $8 or $9 when it was back there a few weeks back. But I sure as hell didn't buy enough. Because I'm already up 100%. And now I'm like, all right, well, should I take profits here or should I let it rip? I'm definitely not adding up here, that's for sure. But yeah, Carnival, I might have to start adding suit on the red days because this thing has a lot of potential this year, back up to like 50. But it's crazy how it's making the move so fast. Just, oh God, wow. What a day. What a week it's been. It's just been crazy out here. And I hope you guys are doing well. If you're not in the chat room, if you're not on the live streams every day, then you got to get in those. Basically, I'm making this video. I am on the live stream from like 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m. till around 12. Just sharing what I see and how I go about trading these markets. So if you want to get into that, click the link down below and we will plug you in there. But otherwise, hope you guys are staying safe and enjoying these markets as much as we are in the chat room. It is just a wild freaking market. Just wild. Opportunities every day. As long as you're managing your risk, you won't get burned in these markets. But if you can't manage your risk, then you might very well be in trouble on days like today where it looks like the market's weak and it's just slowly grinding higher. A lot of people probably got burned short in this thing today. But that's all I got for you today. Hope you guys enjoy these videos. Let me get a subscribe and a like. Comment if you have any questions. Comment if you think Tesla's going to 1,000 this week. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.